external
Yes.
disconnect switch, the main thing, these UVDs are acting as a isolators, and this was not mandatory nowadays. And of course, this is only restricted to the area in US. They used to give it like addition to the equipment. They are giving this UVDs also. Means whenever they want to go for any maintenance and all, they have authority to switch off and switch on. But this UVDs, if you want to use it, it is a AC isolator. So if you want to take this, then you have to check out all the rules, regulations, and what is the rating. And it is a given with all the standard conditions or not, because we are talking about electrical devices, means we have to check, you have to go with the warranty and which company. Branding also very important, means we believe that there is no much yeah, like negative incidents can happen with those devices. So that's what we should be careful about the UVD system. But nowadays, and particularly in India, we are not at all using this UVDs, because the MCB or AC isolator, whatever are using, circuit breaker or overcurrent protection circuit breakers, we are sufficient to safeguard the system from both grid side as well as on the utility side. But this was happening in US market, and they were utilizing it. It is like a mandatory component they are adding with your isolator and this UVD. Okay, UVD is utility external disconnect switch. Okay, fine. So next, so this is miniature circuit breaker. I don't know, you're not feeling interesting in this because already have studied much more about the power system protection. It is not so interesting, only switches are available here. So these miniature circuit breakers provide overcurrent protection for the inverter. So we all know that, and how it will be. Like in solar system, how they will be connected has been given. Solar means switch, panel bank 1, panel bank 2, means each like a parallel string will be considered as 1, 2, 3, 4. How many banks, power banks? So based on that, they are given the number. And if any one is tripped, then you can determine which part is not working and where exactly the fault is happening. That can be easily determined. Okay. Next, we are moving to the topic called one more protection. Hope you have already heard the term called lighting and surge protection. Just write it. Lightning and surge protection. Is it required? Okay. So lightning and surge protection. See, I think in power system protection also we are not discussed this topic. We are only concentrated about the parameters like voltage, current, transmission, impedance, these cases. But this lighting and surge protection is also one of the major things we have to consider. If you are like every houses, we are doing grounding system or a earthing system. That is a huge protection system for everyone. We believe, okay, proper grounding I have. Or let us assume if you don't do the proper grounding, you have done, but it is not proper. Just if you touch any of the electrical equipment, particularly water heater, nowadays we are using what is that, coils for water heating purposes. Just if you touch the plastic or a insulating part also, you feel the shock because the grounding has not done properly. So similarly, here lighting and surge protection, like two cases, may or may not be. May or may not be means sometimes you're uh, not projecting the system too heavily with outside. But most of the cases, I feel 99%, because when you say your systems is connected outside on the outer surface, so then definitely it is necessary, because lighting is not in our hand, and heavy rain when it comes, storms will going to happen, and we are not knowing what is the effect. But we have heard that people have died. Why they have died? Because it will be going to give you a heavy flashlight having a more than 11 kV high voltage. So that is a case, it can create the burnout, like a hashes or a death for a normal living things. So that's what this lighting projections are very important. You can see here, if any stroke has been happened, lighting storm has been come, so it has to be hit this line itself. So that whenever it hits, it will take it back and given to the ground directly. Otherwise, if you don't have this rod, so it will be dispersed and it can take up any places and create a huge damage. huge damage to the equipment, or as I said, loss to the system. So system installation layout showing lighting protection and common ground point as per Australian National Code methods may vary by location. Of course, location to location, you have a different type of grounding system, pipe earthing, plate earthing, different, same as lightning arresters also you get. And this is mandatory for any of the power station. If you see, this lightning arresters are present, and earthing, grounding system will always present. So if that is not there, as I said, it will not be protecting your any devices. If you have a overcurrent protection also, over voltage protection also, it cannot be controlled. Okay, and this positioning, where to place, how to place and all, that is recommended as per the country, as per the code and regulation. So this is one of the important point we have to consider, lighting rod, which is very, very mandatory for connecting the system. Okay, any doubts here?
No, ma'am.
I hope I'll stop the class here. Next class we'll go for that metering, because most of the place I have using a net metering, gross metering. So next class we'll see what exactly it is and what is the definition and difference of metering system. Okay, any doubts?